and welcome to another episode of Life Lessons with the O'Henrys. Today we have an adorable old couple. Please welcome to the stage Jim and Della. Please give them a welcoming hand.
Oh, thank you so much.
How are you today, Jim and Della?
Thank you. Oh, we are great.
How's this cold weather? Cold? The cold weather is brutal on the body.
Oh, yes.
Would you all like some water?
Oh,
Yes.
that would be great.
So, can you tell us a little bit about how long you two have been together?
50 years? It has been 50. It has been 50 years. 50 of the best years of my life. Go ahead and tell them about it, sweetie.
I remember my wedding day. I had long hair back then. I'll tell you about how I lost it later. Good story. So I wore it all up on my head, and I had a white dress.
Oh, she was looking beautiful.
And Jim was so darling in his little tuxedo. It was the best day of my life.
So, can you tell me, how old were you two when you got married?
Well, I was 16 when I first met her, and we waited about 2 years, and I just knew I wanted to be with her the rest of my life. I just knew. She was 13, and when we got married, she was 15. I was 18. We were very young.
Yes, very young.
Would you say it's too young to get married nowadays?
Yes.
What do you think has changed over the years between lovers like you who met at such a young age and got married at such a young age compared to people nowadays who like rush into marriage? What's the difference?
People don't care anymore.
What don't they care about?
They
The
don't.
love for one another.
They don't sacrifice anything for them.
So can you tell us about some things that you two sacrificed to make your marriage work?
You go right ahead.
One Christmas, I had no money to buy Jim a present. None at all. And he had a beautiful pocket watch, and I knew he would want a chain to keep it on. So I sold the only thing I had, my beautiful hair, to buy
And
him.
remember, my Della's hair was just beautiful, long, luscious locks. And I just loved seeing her every day with those beautiful locks of hair.
So I went ahead and I sold my hair, and I bought Jim the chain for his watch. And he came home, and I gave him the chain for his watch. But first, he looked at me, and I had my hair short, and I was so afraid he was not going to accept me. I was so afraid that he would not like me anymore. And the look on his face, I didn't know what to think.
I gave her that look, and a million thoughts just ran through my mind. I was like, oh my goodness, my gift is now ruined for my dear Della. Because I had to sacrifice my favorite thing besides my lovely wife. I had to sacrifice my watch. So I sold my watch for combs for her lovely hair. And those combs, I just knew she would love.
I used to stare at them in the window of the jewelry shop every day. I loved those.
She would
Really?
tell me how much she loved those and wanted those.
So can you tell me how long were you two married when this happened, or were you just dating?
We were married.
So did you have a good job? Like, can you tell me how the situation was that you were so low on money and that you gave up such important things? Like, what prompted you to give up something you love so dearly?
Jim had a job, but it didn't pay very well, and we were just bored. We were so young, and we had just gotten married not too long ago,
And we wanted the wedding of our dreams. And so we put some of our money, quite a bit of our money.
my
towards
advice
it.
would be, don't. I would tell them to sacrifice what you love most for your husband or your wife, because it's worth it. Because after that, I knew how much I meant to Jim, and he knew how much he meant to me.
So why is sacrifice such an important part? Like, should all couples have to sacrifice something?
I believe to a
Certain degree.
for a true relationship, there must be sacrifice.
But why?
Because I feel
If you won't sacrifice for them, then what do they mean to you?
exactly.
Very true.
And I feel that love is a gift. A gift from
God.
God. And God sacrificed his only son. And so we should be able to sacrifice something for the ones we love.
So you're saying no matter how poor you are, the only thing that matters is true love?
Yes.
And the only way to accomplish that is to give
Yes.
and not to get?
Yes.
Because if all you're doing is receiving, then what's the point? They don't know how much they mean to you.
Very true. So do you think that's what helped keep your relationship strong?
Yes, I do believe that.
So what was your gift again to Jim that Christmas?
I gave him a chain for his watch, the watch that he sold to buy me combs for my hair, which I sold to buy the chain for his watch.
Which was very ironic. It was
We were so stupid, so young and stupid.
exactly the way they put it, so young and stupid back in the days. But it's so ironic. My combs were for her hair that she cut.
So can you give the young couples of today any advice?
Tell them how you feel.
Show them. Della, this brings me back to our day. This brings me.
Well,
This just show the ones you love and sacrifice for them. If you truly love them, you will truly sacrifice for them.
well, thank you, Jim and Della. Can we give them a warm round of applause?
Oh, thank you.
Now how about a lovely kiss before we close out for the day? Thank you for tuning in to the Life Lessons with Mrs. O'Henry. I hope you enjoyed today, and feel free to check online to get to see the episode of today's episode. Please give a loving, warm round of applause to Jim and Della. Hope you guys continue to last, and we wish you the best of luck.
Well, thank you so much for having us. It was great.
Of course. Thank you, and please tune in next week as we go and see the adventures of Mr. and Mrs. Botiva.